Hey, do you listen to our music?
Yeah, I like him.
No. I mean, do you listen to our music?
жоқ тыңда.
Since the beginning of human history, people have used music to communicate and protect themselves from foreigners. Centuries later, many ancestral tribes began to use music as a hallmark of their people. Through melodies and songs, a national identity gradually began to form and continues to exist today. According to Wikipedia, national identity is the sense of a nation as a coherent whole represented by unique traditions, culture, and of course, language. National identity kept people together in difficult times and organized a strong support system. At the same time, development of national identity was accompanied by development of culture, which we notice passing from generation to generation in different forms. In Kazakhstan, the national identity had and still has complicated but very compelling history.
В чем здесь я вообще? Это именно зеркало народа.
Due to Kazakhstan's colonial past and limited access to the resources for studying history, our people didn't know much about our past, significant figures, and events that shaped the history of Kazakhstan. However, nowadays, thanks to the internet and the development of new technologies, people have more opportunities and approaches to study history, and music has become one of these tools. In recent years, songs about the motherland, national identity, and historical events have begun to actively appear in the music industry of Kazakhstan. Through song lyrics, music videos, and concert performances, artists have begun to reflect historical events, important figures, and issues that concern the Kazakh people to the audience. And based on the data in our questionnaire, this approach to learning is quite practical. More than 30% of participants confirmed that they prefer to learn history through music and visual elements, and also agreed that songs on historical topics awaken their interest in learning about their country's history. This means that musicians, by creating songs and videos that reflect key moments in the history of Kazakhstan, contribute to the popularization of knowledge about the past among young people, since this format is accessible to many. Examples include the works of such artists as Irina Kayratovna, Heyman Ro, Желтоқсан, and dozens of other musicians. In their videos, they depict important historical topics such as the struggle of the Kazakh people for independence, colonialism, famine, Great Patriotic War, national intelligentsia, and etc. And this list is not exhaustive. It is also important not only for people to understand past events, but for us as a society to reflect and imagine ourselves in the present time in order to understand what trace we leave behind. As our interviewee Nursat, a Kazakh singer from musical band Dilnaz, said,
itself, the art for us is thus the reflection in the mirror of the society at that time. For example, we're looking at some kind of art of the past. We're understanding what kind of society they were, what the problems people were facing, etc.
At the same time, when talking about studying history, it is important to understand that we are not only talking about the long-standing events related to struggle for independence or cultural heritage. Currently, there is a growing trend of raising people awareness about social and political issues, and creative ways of education were no exception. The events of independent Kazakhstan also form an important part of our history and are reflected in music. Many modern musical groups reveal current topics in their songs and videos, such as the construction of the ILRT in Astana, the December events of 1986, the COVID-19 pandemic, urban pollution, and the other socio-political issues. These events become a part of the Kazakh identity, and through the music, young people not only understand their importance, but also can critically reflect on the challenges the country faces every day.
Егер сен тіліңді сындырып тастаса, болды сені сындыртса оңай.
As mentioned earlier, the consequences of historical events have created a new challenge of finding one's identity, with language being a significant part of that. So let's take a trip back to the 1990s, when the USSR collapsed and Kazakhstan regained its independence. Soviet Union, from its inception, promoted Russification, which significantly marginalized the Kazakh language. By the 1990s, only about 42% of ethnic Kazakhs spoke Kazakh, while 85% of the population communicated in Russian. In the realm of communication, the Kazakh language gradually started to surface in various media, including music. With no centralized music authority, artists began exploring Kazakh music more and more.
No, they were like the cool Kazakh guys. So yeah, they were like the pioneers in a Kazakh hip-hop. So it wasn't like the hip-hop in a way of the ghetto dogs, where they're talking about the streets and some such stuff. No, they were talked about their national identity and etc.
Slowly but surely, Kazakh music started climbing the charts, bringing more interest and more attention to the beauty of the language. One of the people's favorite is the work of during the guitar and Heymanro. They took the sacred text of Abai, reviving old Kazakh dialects and bringing enchanting charm of the song Boya Bulhan to life. Their efforts received glowing comments and positive reviews for both younger and older generations. A few years ago, there was a noticeable lack in Kazakh professional content purely related to Kazakh music, Kazakh language, and overall Kazakh media landscape. Nowadays, it is heartening to see that Kazakhstan is beginning to flourish in music, cinema, humor, and art overall. We now have dozens of companies, productions, and independent artists who are actively popularizing the Kazakh language, with music leading the charge. It is safe to say that since the beginning of Kazakhstan's independence, modern music in Kazakh language has taken small steps due to the highly anticipated demand for the culture and developed into what we have now. A variety of musical genres and artists who in their own way tell us stories about the history, social issues, or simply their lives and experiences and promote some important customs and traditions.
Казах от слова «свободный». Значение слова «казах» древнетюркское – это свободный человек.
Вольный.
Вольный, свободный человек. И я себя таким всегда чувствовал.
Previously, many believed that tradition and customs were outdated concepts and remained only in the villages and certain cities of Kazakhstan, although Yav thought to be more similar to European countries. But in recent years, modern artists have begun to promote and revive Kazakh identity through music. Artists such as Darkhan Jus, Molnarzan, Nartivan, Irina Kayratovna, and others wrote their songs trying to revive Kazakh culture and customs, and these songs become very popular among young people. This modern movement in Kazakh music helped to interest the new generation to study the tradition of the Kazakh people. And when we asked our participants about what aspect had a great influence on the tradition, the majority answered about the use of the Kazakh language, 37% and 5%, and topic related to Kazakh history, 35% and 9%. Without hearing a direct meaning of the custom in the lyrics, they showed with national attributes such as yurts, national clothes, or ancient games. The artists focused on the past of the Kazakh nomads, which can often be seen in their videos, which was one of the reasons why horseback riding became popular and even turned into a kind of "don't forget your ancestors" trend. You can be sure that music has always had an important place of tradition in Kazakh people since ancient time. As we know, every event, holiday of Kazakh is always accompanied by music. So there's a lot of songs associated with significant holidays and tradition as Nowruz, Rasalu, Bitashar, and many others, especially the cues that have been around since a long time ago, and we can see a lot of different interpretation of them in modern music. Moreover, old Kazakh performers and songs have come back into fashion, such as Dosmu Hasan and their song Tojere, which is in Kazakh language and perfectly describes the color and peculiarity of Kazakh weddings. And this, as well as the other similar celebration, is an essential element of our culture, which is also included in the part of the tradition of the Kazakh people. One of the biggest influences was Irina Kayratovna's song Kuktu, which describes the eternal dispute of Kazakh about their ancestry and many preachers of our mentality. The video for the song was also performed in traditional clothes as well as in ordinary rural, where almost every child spent time with his grandmother. As a result, music became a great contribution for the revival of Kazakh culture and identity. Modern artists have found a right approach for young people who have begun to honor and appreciate Kazakh customs and traditions more.
Ну, каждый из нас же индивидуал, и типа цель музыки же свое чувствовать, свою индивидуальность, и типа свое мировоззрение, свой взгляд на мир выразить.
In recent years, a powerful fusion of traditional and modernity has immigrated on the fashion scene in Kazakhstan. Traditional Kazakh clothing is making a strong comeback, but with a twist, updated for today's world, thanks to the influence of modern Kazakh music. Artists and influencers are proudly show the local designers, like I have. They integrated kind of the national symbols and ornaments into their stage outfits, like this. This message is clear, a renewed connection to Kazakh heritage reimagined for the modern era.
And such collaboration, I would say that they're amplifying each other, amplifying voices of each other, giving the stage to artists, to designers, and for the video makers to be heard, to be seen by the others.
This growing movement is not just about fashion, it's about cultural pride. Thanks to the artists like this, young people are rediscovering their roots and celebrating Kazakh identity through music, clothing, and art. Even traditional elements like jewelry, shekelek, and yurts have been reinterpreted for today's world, showing that respect for heritage doesn't mean living in the past. It's about honoring traditions while embracing the future. For many young people today, wearing national clothing is not just a fashion choice, it's a way to feel more connected to their cultural identity. This revival of Kazakh fashion is helping to build a bridge between the past and the present and empowering a new generation to be proud of who they are.
I'm proud to be Kazakh. I'm proud to be Kazakh because right now I have a big mission and introduce our country's culture, our songs, our traditional music for all worldwide audience.
To summarize, the impact of Kazakh music on the younger generation over the years is undeniable. Maternal care has bred incredible artists who have inspired others to create something new and promote national language, traditional clothing, and daily customs in our lives. Since the 1990s, there has been a growing trend of coming together to find one's national identity and embrace being yourself. This makes every bond tighter and stronger, every relationship more meaningful and memorable. At every concert, people shout the lyrics at the top of their lungs, whether under the rain or the sun, surrounded by a group united by the same melodies and lyrics. This is where the true magic happens. In essence, modern Kazakh music has become more than just an entertainment. It is a bridge connecting generations, a voice that echoes shared values, and a reminder of the beauty of unity. Through these melodies, the younger generation finds not only pride in their heritage, but also the courage to shape a future deeply rooted in their culture. Okay, bye.